Well, if you live in Maple Grove, there's a good chance your flowers are pollinated by a bee from a Maple Grove honey farm.
And not just any honey farm, but one of the best in the state. Reporter Sandra Tschannen has their sweet story from the Minnesota State Fair.
Opening day at the State Fair is about what to see and do, the buzz over what's new, and when it's time to sample an old favorite. But in one corner, the hustle dies down and Minnesota's sweetest shines.
We get about 700 or 800 entries a typical year.
The best honey in the state is here.
It was a very competitive contest this year.
Competing in color, clarity, and consistency, criteria that Sandra Tschannen knows all too well.
One of our most intense competitors, actually. The real key to her success is she's extremely detail-oriented.
She's one of the queen bees of Minnesota honey, and she's tough to beat.
In the last 5 years, I've been the sweepstakes winner for Minnesota. The competition is fierce, and everyone does just a fabulous job.
She's entered the contest yet again.
We'll just hope for the best.
Okay.
Bringing her honey from the unlikeliest of places.
Here comes the bee people.
We happen to be located right in the middle of Maple Grove, which is very strange to think about.
Sandy and her husband Ken have a 15-acre farm in the heart of Maple Grove, bordered by parks and a grove of basswood trees.
Basswood is one of the lighter flowers for nectar that it creates a very much of a lighter shade of honey.
The perfect place, they thought, to start beekeeping.
Ken's and my philosophy has always been, when was the last time you did something for the first time?
There's a lot of bees here.
So a honey farm in the middle of a suburb.
The thing is that bees are also quiet if you're quiet.
A quiet operation that supplies the Northwest Metro with local honey.
See how busy they are? That's why they're called busy as bees.
And the state fair with a champion.
Even the judges or the panel are saying, wow, we haven't seen honey like this. And it's like, where do you live? We said Maple Grove, and where are the bees? Maple Grove. They go, no way.
Sandy's honey is ready to win again.
I think she'll win again. I really do. So.
We'll find out next Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she'll win.
This year we had 4 or 5 competitors now that were very close.
On opening day, there are several ribbons for Sandy.
This is a very interesting year because we kind of had a little bit of an upset.
But there's a new sweepstakes winner.
There's a number of other beekeepers now who are starting to learn and are kind of picking up the techniques and putting the time into it.
We're always trying to find new things to do.
You could say that the Tschannens have raised the bar on honey, while showing that it's the hobby, not the ribbons, that truly are the sweetest thing.
It makes the competition a lot more interesting.
At the Minnesota State Fair, Sandra Tschannen, 12 News.
And here is an insider tip. If you don't want to deal with the crowds at the Minnesota State Fair, you can check out the Tschannen's honey almost every week at the Maple Grove Farmers Market.
Including the honeycomb. I remember eating this stuff when I was a kid. Yeah, it's great.
And it sounds like they're raising the bar on competition.
Yeah, it looks great.